decided to be an SI leader because it's a good way to review the material that I study here at BMCC. Also because I like to help people, students, especially if they're in the field that I'm studying, and I see that what they're doing is going to have an impact in their future. It's more like a friend than a professor, because students sometimes they're afraid of the professor. They see them as a figure that they have to be afraid of for some reason. Whereas an SI is just another person that's their age, and they have confidence in asking questions. So the role is be someone that's there to help them to succeed. To be a good SI leader, you have to first have patience, because you're gonna be repeating the same things all over again. Some students, they might not get something, and you have to keep repeating and pushing them. And you're gonna be working again the same course, or you're gonna be doing the same thing. You have to have empathy as well. Not everybody has the same level. Some people may get something, some other person might not.
Visual role is like somewhat of a second teacher, there for you to not fall back on your work. Like, he's there to help you understand the material better. Like, if you didn't understand it, he'll go to you, he'll help you out, he'll explain it more in detail, and he'll try to show you, like, in his own way, on how to solve the problem and for you to understand it in a different way.
We were close. Whenever I had a question or if I didn't really understand something, he was always my go-to. He did help me understand many questions that I did not just understand. So, I got a very clear, big understanding of everything.
First, we need to understand what's going on, how the students feel, what their weaknesses are. And then we try to approach them and help them with what we feel they are struggling with. We have to be available as much as we can. We need to make sure that the time we provide to them for study sessions matches the time they have free, so we can gather together and offer them a session that's going to help them succeed in class.
Every time I was confused, I'll ask him for help. I'll call him over. If I didn't understand it clearly, I'll tell him, can you help me out a little bit? I don't understand it too much. And outside of the classroom, I'll try to focus on one thing that I don't get or I didn't get in that moment in time.
So during the class, I always pay attention to what everybody's doing. When there's an exercise that they need to do, I always go around and see if they have a problem. I approach them. I ask them a question, hey, what do you think is wrong with this? Maybe I say, hey, how would you do this in real life? Like, if I give you a piece of paper, how would you solve this problem? This is gonna work for this case.
I only have one.
What if I give you a 3, what if I give you 3 here? Then split into 2 by 2 doesn't work. Do you understand that?
Yeah, no, it does.
So I try to push them. I don't tell them the answer, but if they cannot solve it later on, I try to do some problem that is similar to that.
Yeah, I would take that opportunity again, because there's some things that I find confusing or kind of hard to understand. So, having help after class really does help me, understand the material better that we went through.
Oh, definitely I would use Pedro, man. He was a great help. I can say nothing negative about him. He did help me with anything. He was always there, and he's just a great man.
The role of any SI faculty will be to be a role model, to be the figure that's gonna help the students succeed and also engage with the SI, build a relationship so that everybody gets something out of the class. So to have a great partnership between an SI leader and the faculty, they have the same goal, which is to help the students. There has to be some understanding of what the other person's strengths are and what weaknesses are. A great example of a partnership will be Jordan and Pippen from the Chicago Bulls. They play to achieve the same goal. They wanted to win championships. They have really good connection. They knew each other. They've been playing for years. They play different positions within the team. So they have different roles, and that's why the team succeeded, because they are great and they complement each other. I can give you, instead of AB, like ABC, and we're working with other
Yeah, oh yeah. If you're doing 3, then this becomes a lot more complicated, right?
Yeah, you need to.
And if you do 4, 5, 6, whatever, then it becomes undoable.
So the partnership between Jordan and Pippin, we can see that and relate that to being an SI between the faculty and the actual SI, in that they both know each other. Someone has some strengths, they have weaknesses, but they complement each other, and we are working for the same thing.